Hello, I'm Albert Borghese, director here at Cerini and Associates, here to present to you the SED update. The 24-25 methodology letters are now out, and it includes a 4.3% rate increase for tuition rates, one-to-one aid rates, and SED services, which will be interim plus. Higher of reform whereby the 24-25 prospective rates will be calculated as the greater of the 2022-2023 reconciled trended forward, or 2023-2024 prospective rate trended forward. Included, there's also a 5% increase to evaluation rates, which is the first we've seen in years. All other provisions are consistent with the 23-24 methodology letter, including the non-direct care screen level of 35%. The reimbursable cost manual for 24-25 has been released. Allocation of non-direct care compensation for staff with a PTC in the 100 and 600 series to direct care titles is non-allowable. However, compensation for staff in the 500 position title codes may be allocated among various direct care job titles based on the duties performed. If the staff meet the applicable qualifications for the direct care job title for which they are allocated. An example of this would be a program director that provides IEP or curriculum coordinator services. Direct care students to staff ratio shall not exceed the approved staffing level supported by the school's approval letter. Any net excess of staff are not allowable costs. The new RCM clarifies that substitute position title codes for teachers PTC 224, teacher coverage PTC 227, and teacher aides assistants PTC 230 are excluded from the calculation. Such additional staff may be deemed reimbursable in the prospective rate upon amendment of the provider's program approval letter and demonstration to the satisfaction of the commissioner that such costs were necessary. Included in the RCM as well is while salaries paid to staff for lunch is not reimbursable, in accordance with the provider's employment agreement or collective bargaining agreements and labor law, 15-minute breaks are reimbursable. The RCM has also added reimbursement for longevity payments to staff. Longevity payments must be made pursuant to a contract or policy which clearly outlines the terms of the organization's longevity policy, which the requirements for receiving the longevity payments, the criteria to determine eligibility and the amount of the award, the timing of the payment, and forfeiture provisions. Longevity payments are available to all staff other than 600 level staff and must be paid out within 2.5 months after the end of the year. Onto the EI front. The exemption allowing school psychologists to continue to work in EI will expire on April 1st, 2025. There is a separate legislation being covered for new licensure of school psychologists that could potentially resolve this issue. The legislature approved a bill requiring the commissioner to conduct a comprehensive study and review of the EI program services model and rates for reimbursement. The bill is awaiting the governor's decision. The New York State Department of Health Bureau of Early Intervention has pushed off the launch date for the EI Hub to October 15, 2024. In addition, on the EI front, a 5% increase for in-person services has been approved. This will be effective for services delivered on or after April 1st, 2024, but it will probably take 3 to 6 months before you actually see the cash flow from these increases. A 4% rural underserved increase is effective April 1st, 2025. However, at this point, we are not sure what areas fit into this modifier. Indications are that it may be zip code based. There is still discussion regarding the administrative proposals, but it seems that DOB may be open to discussion regarding these. To summarize them, reduce the maximum size of developmental groups to 6, prohibit multiple extended ABA visits in the same day, reduce the rate of telehealth visits to match the facility-based visit rate. As of now, we are unsure as to when these provisions will go into effect. New regulations with respect to labor. So the minimum wage increased to $16 per hour effective January 1st, 2024 in New York City, Long Island, and Westchester. It's $15 for the rest of the state, with increases of 50 cents per hour for 2025 and 2026, and the cost of living adjustments thereafter. Unemployment Recession and Readiness Act, which was effective January 1st, 2025. This law modernizes the unemployment system after the significant issues encountered during the COVID pandemic to enhance benefits. From what we are hearing, this could mean as much as a 131% increase in unemployment rates. The regulations provide longer periods of unemployment coverage, based upon level of unemployment within the state and covers 75% of salary instead of 50%. Self-funded nonprofits may want to analyze whether it makes sense to stay self-funded. The threshold for an employee to be considered exempt is on the rise. New York City and the rest of downstate, which include Nassau, Suffolk, and Westchester counties. The thresholds will be $1,200 per week on January 1st, 2024, which is $62,400 per year. That will increase on January 1st, 2025 to $1,237.50 per week, which on an annual basis, that'll be $64,350 per year. And then in 2026, January 1st, that will increase to $1,275 per week, which is an annual salary of $66,300 per year. The rest of the New York State areas outside of New York City, Nassau, Suffolk, and Westchester counties will be the equivalent of $1,124.20 per week, which would be $58,458.40 per year on January 1st, 2024. Effective January 1st, 2025, that will be $1,161.65, which is the equivalent of $60,405.80 per year. And then in January 1st, 2026, that will increase to $1,199.10 per week, which is the equivalent of $62,353.20 per year. You can find out more about us and any SED updates that we have in our newsletter, the special edition.